Okay, folks, my apologies for being a bit late. I just nipped off for a bit and came back and couldn't sign in for some reason. It took me 3 times to sign in. I had to shut everything down. So I hope everyone's well. So let's have a look. We have got some news coming up at 3 o'clock UK time. So I've just been having a little mess around with this to see whether this sort of fits. It kind of does. To there, I like it because it fits along the back end as well. So we've had a bit of a, whether you call this a break or a bit of sideways, but it's just gone a bit. It's hard to know what's going on here. Let's have a look.
Order filled.
Let's have a look. I'll just go for a 1.5 here. Let's have a look. Come on, take me out.
Target filled.
Okay. I like that. I think we must have had a break here. I just went for a quick 1.25 there, so that worked okay. So I like that, a little bit of sideways. I like where it fitted there. Probably go for a bit more, but let's just drop that there. So I like that. Quick point. Let's have a look. So let's get rid of this for the time being. And draw one of those because it probably looks like it might be ranging here. I'm not sure about this. Let's just put that there for now, but I think that might be. So let's have a look. Everyone can hear me okay? Can everyone hear me? Just somebody put something in the chat if you can hear me. Yes, excellent. Okay, so what are you doing, pal? 8 points yesterday, Lance. That's impressive. Just going for a few more points, mate, when I feel like it can do it. I mean, if we have sort of a leg down, a couple of legs up, and we get a lower high, and we got a good chance of making another leg, I just look back on some of my older videos, and I seem to average 4 to 6 points a day. And even in some days where I had 2 wins and a loss, I was up 5, 6, 7 points. So I'm just going to... I know there's a risk of losing an extra trade, but all in all, my equity curve then compared to now was chalk and cheese. So I'm just sort of holding on a little bit longer. Obviously, if we're ranging something like this, it's not that simple. It'll just be going for the normal 2 points or a 1.5. But if we have a leg down like that, 2 legs of correction, then a lower high, and I think we're going to have another leg and the bottoms are down here, then I'm just going to hold on for maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 8 points, somewhere around there, whatever I think I can get. But obviously, at the first chance of a swing high, I'll sort of secure some profit and then bring it down per one, but I kind of like that. It's still there at the moment. How far did it go there? It went for 2.25 points. I just noticed it was hitting this thing there, and it hit it for the second time above there. I know it's a bit flat there, but I thought we could just get out for a 1.25. It was probably a bit jumpy, but it just looked like it was slowly starting to push up. So there we go. So have we got in? Nice job indeed. That wasn't for me, was it? I don't think. Oh, yesterday. Yeah, thanks, bud. I appreciate that. So Haminder, how you doing? Speedy, how you doing? That's a new name. Tinarivo, is that right? Tinarivo. I'm new here. I haven't murdered your name. I do apologise if I have. Tinarivo. I think so. If that's somewhere close, I hope it is. Stop hunting. Hello everyone. I'm new here too, from California. Excellent. Okay, so we've got a couple of new faces. From Madagascar. Okay, so that would be Africa, wouldn't it? That sounds about right. Madagascar. That's Africa, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. So, Kev, how you doing? Ryan, how are you? Excellent. Madagascar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Africa. I've been to Africa before. A little island, yeah. Mother Africa, yeah. Okay, I've been to Kenya before. I spent 3 weeks in Kenya 18, 19 years ago. So, what's going on here? We've got a push up and a bit of sideways. Let's just have a look at this. So, I'm up a point and a quarter anyway, so let me have a look. So, yeah, there's clearly a bit of sideways stuff there, so just have to keep an eye on that. In all fairness, we're going to push up, 2 legs back. I thought it was a fairly, it wasn't, but it just after that nice bar there, I thought it was going to take off, and it gave me points anyway. So yeah, welcome to the new faces. It's always nice to have some new faces. So it does look like it's quite lightly ranging at the moment. In fact, the volume is a little bit low for some reason. I don't quite know why. It is a little bit low. Oh well, okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so touch. That's why I took that, because it was nicely off there, but we've had a little bit of a breakout. I still think we're going to push up there. There is a higher low there. Okay, that's what I expected. I expected that here, actually. It gave me points anyway, and in all fairness, my stop was secure, so what did it go up? So, yeah, there's plenty of points to get me points up there. I don't think we've finished yet, in all fairness. Sorry about that. Yeah, touch. That's definitely a little break. So, okay, so I'm okay with that. Touch is nice at the back end. Okay, so I think we're ranging. We've come down. We've bounced a couple of times. We've had that double bottom, and we've had a couple of legs up. 2 legs of correction. We're a little bit sideways, and then continuation up. So, I don't think there's anything larger on the go. I obviously had that at some point. That kind of fitted. And in all fairness, it is a possibility that we've got a leg and this may come down and retest this bottoms. It's a possibility. Let me just get that there and touching off that as first swing high. So, I mean, you could argue there a little bit of adjustment there, but it's neither in nor there really. So there is a possibility. It fits nice there as well, so it's almost like a 2-tiered channel. We had that push down. It's been working in this tier. So we've had a break of that. I can't see any other option because we've touched. We've had a break and we've made a new high. So are we going to continue on? Course, yeah, little island. Course it is. Yeah, we've all seen Madagascar, haven't we? Of course we have. Let's just put that there. Angelo Lance, I'm not able to use your code. It seems Apex has banned my country, so I can't buy an account. Where you from, bud? I used to have an account last year, though. I don't know what's happened. When you say, are you using UKFT? From Nigeria. Oh, have they stopped Nigeria, have they? That's unusual. I've had an account before, I don't know why. I drop them. Are you still? If you've still got an account with them, if so, just drop them a. Tell you what I'll do for you. I'll just quickly go into one of the Apex Facebook groups and I'll drop a quick message. May get something soon. This one now and again. Chris Childers gets back to me. Have a look. Let's have a look. For how many years have you used PATS? Coming up 2.5 years. Okay, I've dropped a quick message for you in one of the Facebook groups. They usually get back pretty quick. So if I get any joy, I'll let you know. So, second entry long there. Let's have a look. I think this may be a little bit wider. I'm
Order filled.
And I've got trapped. That's going to trap me there.
Stop filled.
I thought as much. Oh well, okay. Let me have a look. I shouldn't have adjusted that. Let me see. Excuse me a second.
Order filled. Target filled.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's like my daughter came in. Yeah, I could see what was happening. Just tipped me out for one tick. Yeah, 10 accounts. So I'm trading in evaluation. My apologies. There's clearly two legs back. That one stopped me out for 1 tick, and I could see what was happening. So yeah, Ryan, I'm on an evaluation. I've just took a spare evaluation. That's all. Your first trade was good. That was just so tight. Yeah, I don't think that was that bad. A lot of the times I give it an extra tick. I did expect once it ticked below there and it pushed up, it's worth going. I'm still not a massive fan of this channel. I think, in all fairness, I think we've had a break. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. A break. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Just give me 1 second. I got my daughter asking me about homework. 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, to be fair, mate, I think I went to move it down 1 tick and I didn't get there quick enough. Quite often it does that. That must be slightly bigger, surely. Yeah, quite often I do, mate. Okay, so that worked. That's a shame, that was. But I could see what was happening. So there was a loss and a win there, so rather than mark a loss there and a win there, I'm just going to leave it blank because I got back more than I went for anyway. So, yeah, a lot of the times in these situations, I do that, give it 1 extra tick, because sometimes it'll just get you. But I could see what was going on. We had that sort of push-up. We were a little bit rangy. We had that push-up. We had 2 legs back off the key entry point. I like that. It's just a bit of a shame. It just triggered me. And came back and stopped me out for 1 tick and then took off, but I could see what was happening, which is why I jumped in. But yeah, writing 10 contracts. I tend to do it now when the evaluations are this cheap, because you've only got to get 2 3-point winners and you've passed it. So yeah, that's come up to a nice place now. So let's bring this in a bit. Somewhere around there. It's not the tidiest of channels, but sometimes it is what it is. They don't always fit perfectly. Don't you have a runner, Lance? Because your eval should only have one. Your eval, one contract. Don't you have a runner, Lance, or because your eval, you only have one contract? I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. You'll have to clarify that, Necross. I've just gone for a straight 10 points. 10 contracts. I like to just get in and out for a couple of points. You've only got to get 3 trades then for 2 points, or 2 trades for 3 points. And you're good. Okay, if this triggers up, I want it to come back here. That's one leg. Come back here. Let's have a look. So we've come back to that midline. Let's have a look. I don't like taking these when it's sort of 2 tiers. It might push up, but I'd rather wait for it to trigger than come back down here, to be honest with you, because in most cases it will. We'll see. At least I got the second one. Yeah, I could see what had happened. We'd had 2 legs. It's clearly bouncing off here, so trouble is, what if I'd have been on a PA account, I wouldn't have taken that. I wouldn't have taken that one, although I could see what was going on. But the trouble is, when you're only paying $15, it can't help but have an effect on you. You know what I mean? If you paid $1,500 or $15, you're going to trade different. I don't care what anybody says. So it's sort of hard not to, isn't it? But I could see what was going on, so I took the risk and it worked. But, you know, obviously when it comes to the PAs, I treat them quite different. Now, some people say you should treat your PAs the same. You can't. You trade your evals the same. You can't. Now, I know even people like Daniel. Now, Daniel makes a lot of money out of trading. He's a good trader, very patient. Extremely patient, filters all the rubbish, but he still trades 10 contracts on demos because he doesn't like to take a month, invest his time to take a month to get an evaluation that he can get in a couple of days, and after 7 days get it up and running rather than take it over a month. And you know what I mean? So it's each to their own. Everyone's different. On the trade you won, you didn't leave any runners. No, I tend to not do runners, to be honest with you. I tend to just like to take my points. Now, normally I trade 2 contracts when I'm trading a PA account. So you don't really want to be taking a runner on to 2 contracts, really. You want 4 contracts and above. But on the 10-point ones, because when you're trading 10 contracts, you haven't got a lot of room for manoeuvre. So sometimes when you have your runner, if it comes back, it takes up some of your trailing drawdown. So that's why I tend to not do it. Well, I'll never trade these cheap if I was like, you just can't do it, what can you? As much as you sort of want to, because I know if I take 2 lots of 3 points, I've passed it, and I can then forget it and concentrate on my PAs. But yeah, I mean, if I'm trading a live account, would I have taken that? No is the answer. Although it is a second entry, it's a little bit congested and it is a little bit sideways, so that adds to the risk. So that's quite likely why that came down 1 tick. But it is quite a small bar, so giving that extra tick, because a lot of times I won't go 1 tick above it. I'll hold my limit order at the close, and then when it triggers above, I'll just drop it. So I tend to save myself a tick anyway. So from the midline to there, it's 2 points that was, including the tick above, tick below. So an extra tick, that would have been risking 2.25 points. But if you grab some of that, you know, if you sort of put it maybe there, and you know, you get sort of close to these highs, you know, you can triple your profits. Let's have a look. So we've got a leg and a leg. I'm still not a fan of going around the middle of these. I prefer them to come here. But no, as much as you try, yeah, I don't know, perhaps I should do a runner on these, but I like to just get them done. Yeah, you can blow them, but $15, I don't mind if I get a 50% strike rate for $15. That means every $30 I spend, I get a PA account. So, okay, so we've had a leg down and a leg down. I'd still rather get down here. A leg and a leg. We have come off here, so... I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. Is there N9EW? Is there... You've put a 9 in there, mate. I'm not sure. Or am I missing something? 2 minutes news, yeah. Ah, right, okay. I see what you're saying now, news. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, so where are we? Okay, so we're a minute away. Okay, about 5 seconds. Let's see if we get some fireworks. What is this job openings? Okay, so a short there might have been a good idea. See, I know a lot of traders who will put an evaluation sell there, 10 points maximum, and evaluation long. And you need 2 points, 2, 4, 6, plenty of points there. So you'd have passed an evaluation there. Any feedback yet from the group? Let's have a look. Okay, I remember Lewis Peterson calling out the drop long before. Oh, it's one of those flipping things, isn't it? Have a water support can traders. Okay, let's have a look. List of countries we are not able to service. Nigeria, yeah, it's on there. Let me show you. It's all right. I'll bring it on because the news is there. List of countries we are not able to service at the time. And you are, where are you? I've seen it, Nigeria. Where are you? Nigeria's there, I've seen it. Nigeria, yeah. So unfortunately you can't at the moment. I don't know why. It is frustrating. Yeah, so my apologies there. I don't know why. No, that's a shame. So bad luck there, mate. Bad luck. Perhaps you may try some others. See if any others you can. I'm not sure. Okay, so is it a down day? It's hard to say. See, a lot of the times when we have this, we recover, but we've had 2 pushes up and another bearish bar. That's a big bar, that is, so I'm not going to go short there, but I think that probably come down. Pull down, try to go once, try to go twice.
Order filled.
See if we can get something out of it.
Target filled.
Okay, so what do we get out of that? $800, so that was okay. Leg down, 2 attempts to push higher. That was worth a trade, that is, for sure. For sure. Okay, so quick arrow there. What did I get? $800. So that's a 0.75. Excellent. Second entry short, 0.75. 1.75 points. I got a 1.5 there. Plus 1.5 points. That one, I'm actually going to leave that because 1-1 and the next one, well, I lost 1 and 1-1 right at the same time. The winner got me slightly more, but not by much, so I'm just going to leave that for now. So, okay, I like that one. We had a nice push down there, a little bit of sideways, had 1 leg up, 2 legs up, nice big bearish bar. So not only is it a lower high and 2 pushes up, it's also a second entry short and a nice one as well. After that push down, then a couple of legs up, that went down. Well, we didn't finish yet, but certainly 6 points there, potentially. So I'm guessing we may make a new low or retest these levels here. So yeah, sorry about that, but it's a shame. But I wouldn't get disheartened. Do you know, sometimes, I honestly think sometimes, and I'm saying this from experience because I've done a lot of evaluations, you're better off in some cases. When I say better off, maybe better off's not the word, but you have got the option to maybe put $500 into a broker, into your Ninja Trader account, excuse me, and trade micros. In fact, you can trade 1 micro with $50 in there. You've got to put a minimum of $50. But you could put a couple of $100 and just start with a micro or 2 and slowly build. It's probably a better way of doing it, really. Now, it's great having evaluations, but they're making that cheap, and you think, oh, I'll save money. But trust me, you don't. You blow way more. You know, I know people who've blown literally... I was talking to a guy a few weeks ago who'd blown over 500 and over, I think, 80 PA accounts. And he just had a $20,000 payment in the end. So, you know, it's great to have the option for the evaluation, but trust me, you squander them. You really do. You just chuck them away. So you might want to look at somewhere like Earn to Trade. They're pretty reasonably priced. Bullanox is another one. Just see if they'll service Nigeria. Okay, so we've had a break of this. Touch. And a break of this. Are we going to continue down or not? There is a possibility we could have a leg and a leg. There's almost a couple of legs up there, if you like. I did this yesterday, and it never works, but so many times it does. But, excuse me, in all fairness, we were working up there. It was really the news that sent it down. So, also a lot of cases, we do recover that. So, I'm just about not sure whether to go long or short here. So, it's just going to be sitting and waiting. There is a higher low there, but I think that's risky because it's just gone pretty bearish, and rightly so as well. That would have stopped you. Quite a nice strong bar and a higher low. Trap, if you ask me. So maybe we're coming down a little bit less steep. Let's put that down there. There's maybe a spiking channel there. Yeah, I like that. Let's put that there, and there. Let's have a look. It's not the best looking channel in the world, but let's see how that finishes. I'm not a fan of it, actually. Okay, but it has finished in the right place. Let's have a look. going to take that up a fraction and bring that down. Okay, I'm not a fan of it really. It's although it sort of fits, it looks a bit unusual. Okay, so it does look like. See, you know, sometimes news it'll do that, and it'll recover really quickly. But sometimes when it doesn't and it continues down, it did it the other week. You had a really good long downtrend for the rest of the day. So there is a possibility after that big spike and a couple of pullbacks and down again and pullbacks, I think we may end up getting quite a nice trend. I doubt it will come down that steep. I think it may feather out and be a little bit less steep. But we may be lucky enough to get a nice trend. I've got to say, it's much nicer to trade a market when it's trending than when it's sort of going sideways. So the real test will be whether this comes back and retests the bottom. I prefer that, because if it doesn't come down, I'd say we're likely to get some downward stuff. But what may happen, we may get a nice bullish bar in a minute, and it may just, you know, this may be a break out of a range. But in all fairness, it is giving me a bearish feel. So it's just about sitting and waiting at the moment. Yeah, it's a shame about that, really. While I've got a lot of people in here, I just want to thank all you guys for using my code. I had a really good month last month, so you don't have to. I know you don't have to, but you do choose to. So I just wanted to say thanks, because it really does help me out. It certainly covers all my trading, that's for certain. So I appreciate all you guys who use my code. So thank you very much. It's a nice thing to do. I almost got a lump in my throat there. You can tell I'm getting a bit older. So what is going on here? Are we going to get a leg up and another leg up? I'd like to get back here. Trouble is, there may be a small break there. It depends how you've got this channel, really. I'd like to see some push up now, because it's losing a bit of momentum and going a bit sideways. So I'd like it to either touch this or retest this before it comes down any further. Okay, there is a second entry short there. Trouble is, that looks like a bit of an overshoot for me, so I think it would add to the risk. I do like the two legs, I've got to say, but I'd much prefer to come a little bit higher or retest that before I think about taking shorts. I'm still not massively convinced on that channel. Let's see what happens now. So we've got a leg down. If we make 2 attempts to push up there, then I'd say we're kind of going to come down some more. But I'm glad it's done that. I had an inkling it was going to break there because it's an overshoot. Now, it's only a small overshoot, but often it really doesn't matter. It's surprising, and sometimes the smaller it is, the more people they just they neglect it and they look for a short here. So a retest I wanted and a retest we're getting. So hopefully it'll bounce off it. There is also the slight possibility of a two-tiered channel. Maybe not. Okay, so we've pushed in. Let's see what happens. Hopefully this might trap some longs. Let's see, there's a hidden second entry, possible hidden second entry long there. I'm not taking that, but it may be a long trap. Because I can, this is quite bearish now. I can see us coming down some more. I'd like one more push though. Leg down, one push, a second push, and then for it to fail. Yeah, I can see this coming down quite sharply. Okay, quick push above there, and a failure. And then we're coming down. Yeah, we're coming down. Lower high.
Order filled.
Oh, it hasn't triggered. Come on. Come out
Target
of this,
filled.
Okay, it didn't trigger. That was a bit okay. Got me $500 anyway. That was coming down. I just got a little bit too excited there. I like that. There's a failure there. Try go once, try go twice. Nice failure. It's coming down there all day for me. Got a point out of that. Quick point. Our bars are very different. I'm trying to keep mine as they are, mate, because they're looking really nice at the moment. Fell second entry long on my chart, 2 points. Yeah, I took it as well. Try go once, try go twice, failure. I took a quick point out of it because I'm trading 10 contracts, so I'd rather get in and get out. It's coming down all day for me anyway. This is really starting to look bearish. Let me just change my candles for you. Reload historic. My failure came 3 bars before yours. Did it really? Yeah, I often wonder whether it really makes a difference. It must do. Otherwise, what would be the point? There's a bigger channel there. Yeah, this is starting to look really bearish. We've got a leg down there, I can see. It's starting to look really bearish. After this drop, sometimes it'll recover and come back up, but that didn't. It's come down. It's had a couple of legs out and down again. So if you can see what's going on here, that should look a little bit better for you, Brant. Let's have a look. Okay, so a bit of an overshoot there, but it's starting to look very bearish, so kind of wish I'd have held on there, but let me have a look. So, oh yeah, you were back here, weren't you? So I went here. I think, yeah. $8.259, point and a quarter. That'll do me. Plus 1.25 points. To be honest with you, I got on a bit quick. I should have waited for it to trigger, but it's just looking like it was just going to drop. So sometimes you just get in a bit too soon. Now it's quite bearish at the moment, so I got away with it. But yeah, there is a 2-tier channel down here for me. Tick, why aren't you clicking? I had a feeling there was. Why isn't that clicking? What's going on here? That one's okay. There we go. Okay, this is looking like a 2-tier channel for me. Let's put that there, and let's put that there. Let's bring that down a fraction. Yeah, this is starting to look really bearish. What I'd like is to have another couple of legs up and then continuation down, and I think then it's quite feasible that this is going to come into play. Let's have a look. So I think it's likely that that's going to... So if we can get another little push out here, I can see it's coming down some more, because this is beginning to look really bearish all of a sudden. So sometimes when you get the news, it really gives you some really good moves. So that came down there in no time, in all fairness. I started getting very wonky fills, so I think I'll just watch for a bit. Yeah, I'm trading evaluation, mate. I wouldn't be trading slightly risky. That I liked. There's no question for me that after that drop, we had 1-2 pushes. I'm seeing this all the time. There was a second entry there and a lower high there. But it's almost, ever since I've been... Ever since I started watching some of the Penguin guy, that's the type of trade he'll take, but on a slightly bigger scale. We had a push down, 2 attempts to go higher, and then another leg down. There's actually, see, before I changed my chart, that was actually a second entry short. There's the second entry short. There's the lower high. But for me, after that lot, we're coming down again. We just had a little bit of a pullback. So, okay, so there is a second entry short here. Let's see what goes on, see if it comes up here. So we've hit that really nice, in all fairness. Yeah, it's played out really nice, that has. 1 tick off. So I'm just going to take the colour out of this because it's a possibility. See, if you look at all these trades I've taken here, this is why I want to go for more points. Now, which one did I go for? It was there, wasn't it? Where was it? I can't remember where it was. It's actually changed now. Was it that one or that one? That's strange because it hasn't... I can't remember what it was. Anyway, regardless of what it was, that one, in fact, I think it was more down here, actually. It was down here, wasn't it? That one went up for 11 points. That was it there. No, it can't have been because it came down and stopped me out. It doesn't matter. Let's put it there. That went up for 11 points. That obviously considerably more. That considerably more. So a lot of these trades, especially times like this, I mean, look at that. That's come down 28 points, that one. And that one there, 14 points. So if you've only got to catch one of these, and you're in the money big style, aren't you? It's just having the confidence to let them ride, isn't it? Now I know what's going on. Okay, so this is going to confirm this. So let's have a look. So 1 leg, 2 leg. It's also a second entry short. If it comes down, it's not going to. See if we can get a lower high off this. So we've had a break from this channel. Yeah, see, you mentioned in that 4,000 tick chart, Brant, a week or so ago. I've got it above my head and it's so much clearer, isn't it? Leg down, break, new low, try go 1, strike. It's so much clearer, isn't it? I used to have a 10,000. That was a little bit too unrealistic. But how clear is that? Leg down, leg down. But look, are we coming down some more? It's definitely worth having it. I definitely like having a larger time frame channel. This is looking bearish. The trouble is, we got a leg up, we get a leg up. It could be a trap that, but it is very bearish. So, let's see if we can get a lower high. How about spike and channel? Yeah, that's a possibility. Let's have a look. Actually, it fits better on the back end. Yeah, okay. I like that. Let's see if we can get a lower high here.
Order submitted.
So we've got a leg up and a leg up. We're coming down a bit. Yeah, there is. It's definitely, I don't know what it is lately. Has the market improved a little bit? I think it may have done. I think it's coming down. Unfortunately, there's no real setup there, but I'll be surprised if it doesn't continue down. I'm tempted to get short, really, but the trouble is, you can get a bit silly there, but it's... just wondering if it gets below here, then it might... but see if we can get a failure. Oh, I don't want to be silly. Sometimes, you know, although I'm trading on a valuation, you think it's coming down and you just sort of jump in the old place and you pretty much know what it's doing, but you just don't know, do you? Okay, so if I got him below there,
Order cancelled.
see if we can get a failure. Trouble is, we are getting close to these lows here and this measured leg, but I can see some more downward stuff. But let's see if we can get a failure here. Yeah, because it could just this could almost be a little bit of a bottoming pattern, so it could trap you and have a quick surge. I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, second entry long. Let's see what happens there. Interesting. Okay, so there's the failure, possible failure. There's a second entry long. There may be some longs there. Trouble is, if it does trigger below here, there's not much room to the low, so I think that's a bit risky personally. So we may get a break here because it almost does look like it's you know, maybe struggling a little bit here. So I'd like to see a break here. Yeah, the 4,000 tick chart is so much clearer. It just takes out a lot of this sort of, what's the word? A lot of this noise, if you like, for want of a better word. Okay, so now I am wondering now whether we may play into a bigger range now. Sorry, a bigger. Let's have a look. What time is it? Okay, it'd be nice to see what Mac makes of this actually. It might be a bit early, but usually it's around about an hour after opening time. Let's see what he's given us. Fingers crossed. No, not as yet. Touching nice here. So I think this may just be ranging a little bit now. Oh. Yeah, I fancy that. That's ranging a bit. So we've had a leg down there, we've had a break. We're coming in here, so could go up or down from here in all fairness, so wow, that didn't hang around. I couldn't get into Ninja Trader a couple of times, but whether that was anything to do with Ninja Trader, that's why I was a little bit late coming back. I got my chart set up and I nipped off just to make myself a cup of tea, came back, went to sign up. Sign back into to Ninja Trader and I couldn't, so that might be why. I think that'll come down and trap that out personally. Just keep trying, Sam. Come on, there we go. Tick below that one. There we go. Well, that didn't take long. I thought we'd go a little bit sideways a little bit further, but literally we had a break and that was it. Ram, down we come. So that didn't hang around at all. So we've made a new low. Let's see what happens now, whether we're going to continue down. But it is starting to look very bearish. We may get a full day today if we're lucky. That'd be nice. Ever since that news, it started to continue down. So be interesting to see what Mac makes of this. Let's just push that out of the way. So that's played out for sure. Touch. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I'm not a fan of that, I've got to say. Yeah, so there may be a bit of an overshoot there. Okay, push down, try go once, try go twice. That's actually a failure there, if you count that. I'm just not sure about this though, because maybe something slightly bigger. It's possible. Yeah, I don't understand it all, to me. I'm not techie enough for whether it's rhythmic or whether it's Ninja Trader. I haven't got a clue, really, in all fairness. I know it's one of them. I've not traded a terrific amount before I started with prop firms. I've done a bit with my own money, but I can't. That was a year and a half, 2 years ago. I can't remember about that far, whether I had any issues or whether things were smooth. Okay, possible hidden second entry short. I'm not sure here. I can see us pushing up maybe to this tops. It's getting a little bit choppy sideways. We may get a bit of a break. We have got this possible target up here, see. So we could sort of, you know, trend up to that line and then maybe down some more. Some of it on the fences to know what's going on here. Which is why I'm interested to see what Mac's got. So he's not put one up yet, which means he's still looking at the same chart we are. So hopefully, it'd be nice to see his take on this, whether he... this is I'm more concerned with. I can't seem to get something that I like. It may be a case of just forgetting the bigger one and just concentrating on the smaller ones for now. But it is looking really bearish, which I like. Nope, still nothing. Come on, Mac. Where are you, mate? Fact, I'm up $2,000 on this PA, so I'm going to drop the contract size to 5 actually. I'd like to get a bit of an head start. A couple of more trades and we should get there then. Oh, I got my first PA going live again tomorrow. How many have I bought? Well, I've had about 7, I think, 7 or 8. I've got 3 passed, and and this one, am I at 8? I tend to get a 50-50 strike rate. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one lately. So I think I've had about 8 over the last week. 1 goes live tomorrow, 2 go live about 3 days after that, and obviously this one I picked up. I picked this one up yesterday or the day before. Yesterday, I think. Let's try to pass it. And I have done in the past, but I try and just go larger contracts now and do it the right way, because I went stupid in the end. Just almost going anywhere. Market goes up, just buy, scrappily try and get a point. But I don't know. You win 1 in about 8 that way, and it just throws away money. So I tend to just trade. What I tend to like to do is go for 10 contracts and go for 2 points. If you get 3 lots of 2 points, but I've taken the trades today have got me up to $1,926 trading 10 accounts. So basically $2,000 for argument's sake. That's a nice head start now. So I only need $1,000. So if I take another trade now and lose this one, I'll be back down to 1,000. So I've just dropped down to 5 contracts. So if I take 5 contracts, that'll get me 2.5. I'll just go down to 2 contracts then. So yeah, well, they're cheap. They're only $15. See, that's about £12 UK money. It's the price of 3 pints of beer. So it's ridiculously cheap. I like to get them past, and then I can just do 1 micro a day and forget them. But it's not for everyone. Some people just, I've known people who've taken 2 or 3 months, and respect to them. Everybody's different. Some people like to take the time. I'm guessing majority of people, when they are cheap, rush a bit. If I was paying $100 each, I certainly wouldn't be trading 10 contracts. That's for certain. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I tend to like to pass them pretty quick, which it's not the most sensible and patient thing to do, in all fairness. But I've took my trades this morning and I'm up $2,000, all bar $75. So I've dropped them down now to 5 contracts. So I'll do 1 more. If I get 1 more 2 points, I'll be $500 off then. I'll just drop down, because there's no point in trading high if I only need 1 more trade, a couple more trades. Well, it seems like Arithmetic is down for me, and it cost me $500. Can't even log back in. When you say it costs you $500, Kev, what do you mean, mate? Would you in a trade or something? Because if you're ever in a trade like that and something goes wrong, contact them and just have a moan. But if it's gone down and it's not your fault, they should. And in all fairness, Apex pretty much do. I've had it happen to me. I've lost money, I think, twice when something's gone down. Not a lot, to be fair, in the amount of time I've been using it, but I've lost money twice, and both times Apex have reset me account. You had an open trade and come back in it. You stopped before you can close the trade. Yeah, I'd complain to him, mate. I would complain to him. And if you don't get any luck, complain again. Don't give up. As long as you're polite but firm, you've got to be polite but firm. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, some people say, well, Rhythmic's is not down to them. But if Apex say to trade with Apex, you must use this piece of software, then they should support it if it goes wrong. They wouldn't reset mine when they screwed up. I had to give up. Yeah, see, I wouldn't take no for an answer. I wouldn't take no for an answer. I'd just say, look, in all fairness, I'd say that this is not my fault. You say that I have to use this piece of software and I've used it and it's gone wrong, which is not my fault. Now, I know in the past you've reset other people's accounts and you always say you look after your customers. And are you telling me now that you're going to refuse to look after? Because if you are, I'm going to make a video or whatever. Don't threaten them nastily, but you've got to be firm, because they say, unlike other people, we look after our customers. Just remind them of that. But what I would say is it's entirely up to you. Believe me, I don't give up easily. They would resend the same answer over and over. I don't know. I've had a different experience with them. I don't know why. That was they were resetting everyone's, but they should do. At the end of the day, if I said, if you buy my washing machine and the drum is made by another company, and if it goes wrong, you say, well, we didn't make the drum. It doesn't matter. You sold me the package, and you say, as part of that package, I have to use this. If it goes wrong, we'll just say, look, this is not my fault. Now, if you're not going to honour this, what you say, I'm going to go onto Trustpilot and give my opinion on the way I believe I've been treated. You have to stick up for yourself. But it's not on. I'd get on some of the Facebook groups. I'd kick up a fuss. If I was in the right and it wasn't my fault, I'd kick up a fuss. I would. Because they go on about, they look after their customers like they don't to anybody else. Or I would escalate it. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a tip. Contact, if you're having problems with it, contact them and put for the attention of Marion. Someone else on the stream about 6 or 7 months ago contacted me. I had no luck with Apex, and I spoke to Marion, and she was completely different. But yeah, I would. Excuse me a sec. Yeah, I would. As far as I'm concerned, you spend your hard-earned money on this. If they say you have to use this piece of software as part of our package, then as far as I'm concerned, they're responsible for it. So I would be happy about that. Okay, so we've got a leg down there. We've had one leg up, 2 legs up. Let's see if we can get some more down now. But yeah, I think it's wrong if they don't back you. They often say, I'd remind them, I don't know how many times you said you look after your customers. And if you don't sort me out, then I'm going to take my business elsewhere and give you a bad review. And you're rightly so. You're in your right to do so. I'm out. Stay in trader mindset. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy with that, mate, as far as I'm concerned. They should honour what they say. We look after our customers. In all fairness, I found Apex to be pretty good. But, you hear a few stories, but you just don't know. You don't know whether they look into it and other people have made errors. I'm not saying you have, but they do say, we take care of our customers, blah, blah, blah. So I did look at going short there, but I'm not a fan of where the bar is. But we had a leg down, we had a break, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, push below that EMA. I think that's coming out the bottom. As I say, I just don't like that, that's all. So that's what kept me out. So there's sort of a failure there. Second entry long there, I still think it's coming out the bottom. I'd have liked to seen that second entry long trigger. Whether anyone just bought there or not, but this is coming down for me. We got leg down, 2 attempts to go higher, push down quite strongly. Once we get below there and there, down we come. Yeah, trouble is, mate, if they take on 100,000 customers, you've got to be able to support them. You've got to have a support structure in place. You can't just take on 100,000 customers and not being able to back up if everything goes wrong. You need that support in place. You can't say, oh, sorry, we've got too many customers. We're going to have to say to everybody from now on, you can't have your money back, you lose your account. Because that's not the way to do business. Because if you all of a sudden think then if something goes wrong and there's an error and I lose my money, I'll lose it all. Now, if you'd have had 20 peer accounts, how are you going to feel if you lost 20 peer accounts? They can't get away with it for long because, can you imagine working your ass off for 2 or 3 years and building up 20 peer accounts and something goes wrong and you lose it all and they say, sorry, there's nothing we can do. I would go ape shit in all fairness. I'm I'm not saying they would do that, because I find Apex to be okay, but you hear stories. I talk to you guys every day, so I wouldn't want to work Apex customer service department. No, the trouble is, at the end of the day, when you set up a business, especially when it's to do with trading and software, things do go wrong, but you have to have that support structure in place to be able to deal with the problems. You can't take people's money and when stuff goes wrong, say, sorry, we've got too many customers, nothing we can do. They have to, and if it means obviously they've got to pay lots of people to man the phones, then so be it. It's all part of the business. We all get involved with call centres from time to time. Your phone bill or your gas or electric, something goes wrong, you phone up, and it's just part of the business. Yeah, I did expect that to come out. And the reason I expected that is because there was some longs there. I'm thinking you don't want to be going long in a downtrend, so I thought it'll wait for some longs, and there was a long there. People may have just bought that second entry long, and it turned tail. But sorry if you already answered this. It's okay, mate, no problem. But why try to pass account at the time versus why try to pass account at the time versus all of them trading multiple accounts at the same time? Why trade one account? Because my other 3 evaluations have all been passed, if that's what you mean. So I'm just doing 1 micro a day. So this is just an extra one I've added to it. I think that's what you mean. I think that's what you mean, but isn't it? Yeah, everyone running Apex is also trying to trade. Yeah, of course. And they all have to run Apex Investors business with all the sniper system and all. The trouble is, if you start a business and that's part of your business and you rely on people paying you money, when things go wrong, you have to be able to deal with the problems. You can't say, oh, sorry, we got this to run, we got that to run, we're really busy. Well, I don't care. If you take people's money and there's errors, that's not the customer's fault, then you've got to support the customers. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if you take on too much and you start pissing customers off, sooner or later they'll go elsewhere. But my experience of Apex has been okay, in all fairness. I wouldn't be with them otherwise. So you pass 3 of them at the same time. No. No, I traded 1, I passed that, and traded 2 together and passed those. So that's what I tend to do. But yeah, 1 will go PA tomorrow, the others on Monday, I think. But I will trade all those together, yeah, for sure. But what I think I'm going to do is if I get up to 10, is split them 5 and 5. I don't like trading everything in one go once you start getting the numbers. Because it just, if stuff goes wrong, you know what I'm saying. I like the idea of if I had 20 accounts, I don't think I could bring myself to trade them all together. You've only got to get something go wrong, or a black swan event or something to knacker all you. If there's gonna be something go wrong, I'd rather it go wrong on only half my accounts. In all fairness, if you've got 2 lots of 10 accounts, you can still make plenty of money on that. But it's nice to just have some in reserve, I think. Split them up. Once you get over maybe 6 or something like that, split them up. Or 10. Yeah, this is looking bearish. I had a feeling when we came down from that initial news, and we came down. So I think we're going to... I can see this happening throughout the day. So if we can get a retest maybe at the top of this, so we had that bit of sideways, and I don't think it was going to be long before we came down. Leg. So that measured move's played out. So I still want to see what Matt makes of this. Yeah, I mean, if a company insists you use this piece of software to trade with their equipment if something goes wrong, I don't see how you can say to a customer, I'm really sorry you've lost your 20 accounts that you've paid 2,500 for. And I know there was 100,000 in them all, but it's one of those things you've lost. I'm sorry. I'd be on a plane from here over to the US. I would be. No. Okay, here we go. Companies got to be fair. If they take your money, they need to have a support system in place for when things go wrong. But no, I've not really had any problems with Apex. Okay, yeah, Mac's got the same large one I've got from there to there. He's got that. He's got a small one up there. So he's here now, I think. Yeah, okay. So there it is. So he's gone from the top to there. Same thing. So it is looking really bearish, actually, which is kind of good. Because if you can get in on here, this is the type of market where I'm going to start to hold a little bit on my PAs. If we can get up to here, or at least hold to see if I can double or triple my normal 2 points. It'd be nice if you took that, see, even if you went for 6 points every time, you're out there, comfortably. There was nothing here. I mean, maybe you'd have taken that. If you'd have taken that, where's your 6 points there? So you're out again. So it'd be nice to make 3 times your profit there. 2 of them in a week, and you're sorted. Yeah, but a good setup here. If you get a really 2 lovely legs up and a really nice setup, they're the ones that tend to really go. Probably the best day I've seen for a while. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. It's definitely easy to trade a trending market, isn't it? At least we know what you're looking for. Your big channel is not correct. You on about this one there? That one there you on about, bud? Looks all right to me. Are you a new face? I think you are. I don't know how to say that name. I don't even know whether or even try and tackle it. Your big channel is not correct. You on about this larger one here, yeah? From the top to the bottom. Okay. Yeah, just be careful. I got that answer from Apex. One time they said, sorry, we have thousands of other customers to support. You have to draw it from the second swing high. From there to there. Mac's got exactly the same. Just check. Yeah, Mac's got it exactly the same. He's got it from the top here, and he's got it to here, and then down the bottom. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. Oh, it fries my brain, that does. Close window. Oh, flipping hell. Oh, why? It's frying my head, that is. Okay, it's gone. Yeah, Matt's got it from there. Exactly the same as I had it. Touch there, from touch there, from touch there. It looks all right to me. From a second swing high, you can see that prices are reacting to the lower chart. I'm not sure what you're on about. You're on about here, or you need to tell me you're on about this bigger. When you say the bigger channel, you're on about this one or this one here? What are you on about, bud? The big one. Okay, so I've got it exactly the same as Mac, and I learned from Mac. He's been doing it the best part of 30 years, and he's got it right from the high there, touching here. So we're touching there, touching there, touching there, touching there, a bunch of times there, and here as well. So I'm happy with that. I've got it like that, and I happen to look at Max. He's got it like that, so that's good enough for me. So we've got to do our own thing anyway. But it looks right for me. Matt's got it like that. He's our leader, so to speak. Okay, one leg, two leg, leg and a leg. Let's have a look. It's a little bit congested here, so I'm not a massive fan of that. Excuse me a sec, my dog's whining. Let me just let him in. Okay, let's have a look. Not a fan of that. Okay, excuse me just for 1 minute. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay, let's have a look. So there's a little bit of congestion there. This is just a guideline anyway. At the end of the day, we're clearly coming down. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if we start moving up here and we bounce on here, obviously I won't be thinking about going long. Are you going for... Going for what? Can't see it. It's at 5 accounts. Oh, 50k. Yes, sorry, mate. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about the 25s lately, but what I do like is you can take 2,000 out of them. You've got that option, which you haven't on the 25. In all fairness, there's hardly a difference in price. I think there's, what, $1 or $2 difference in price with the eval, and then when you pay the one-off fee, I think it's $10 difference. So, but yeah, I mean, it's certainly easier to pass the 25. But yeah, 50s I've got 3 passed, and I'm $1,000 off this one. I just wanted to get back to my original 4 I had. I had them for the best part of 3 months, and I took a couple of payments out of them. But the trouble is, because I gave up work in December, and I've been relying on the money I've been taking out my trading accounts, I just haven't been able to comfortably leave enough in there to build. So I'm back at work just weekends, so I don't have to worry about an income, and I can just let them grow. Okay, so we've bounced off there. So for me, that was the one that was going to break the camel's back. so far. So I think we may pop up a bit, but I think we'll come down some more now. Trey Lance, just past 2 of my first evals. Good for you, mate. Good for you. What advice would you give you? Pass your evals. Okay, so your PA accounts. Are they 50,000? 50,000. Now, what I would say is whatever happens, don't be hard on yourself. 25s, okay. One thing most people do, including me, in fact, very much me, is risk too much. Now, if you look at any proper training provider, they talk about between 1% and 3% risk. Now, I believe they tend to extend that with futures to about 5%. So your $25,000 accounts will have a drawdown of, I think, $1,500. So 10% is $150. So there's like 1.5, so you're talking 3/4 of an account. So I would trade a 1 account maximum, may even better to do maybe some micros, maybe 5 micros, maybe have 1 as a runner and the other 4. So I would say watch your risk, because it's common for everybody to trade too much, and when you trade too much risk, you can't lose money trade, and trust me, that adds a lot of pressure to you and you feel the difference. Now, if you went out with your mates on a weekend and you went into a bookies and you bet on a horse race, you had $1,000 in your pocket. If you put $200 on a horse, you'd be pretty nervous, wouldn't you? If you stuck $10 on a horse, it wouldn't bother you in the slightest if it won. So, you know what I'm getting at, basically. So keep your risk quite low. Take your time. But ultimately, it's a process you have to go through. So all I can say is good luck, take your time, and just do your best. But screen time, whether you're winning or losing, is what you're after. The winning and the losing at the moment, if it's your first one, is more irrelevant, really. It's getting screen time and experience to be able to just know how these markets move. And you do start to get to understand how they move. You don't have to do anything specific, just trade them, just watch them and trade them. And when you make a mistake, learn. But it's more about time, getting those hours on the board, really. So if you're losing it or you blow it, I wouldn't beat yourself up, because it's quite common. So I'd say cut your risk down to quite low and just try and hang on to them, because you'll spend less money. But, you know, if you need any help and advice, there's loads of places out there. You know, people will help on you, depending on, you know, what style you're trading. If you're trading max system, I'd take a photo, just right-click if you don't know, just right-click and save your chart image. I save mine every day. I've got 2.5 years worth there. And then just post them on the Facebook group and ask for feedback. But yeah, take your time. Don't trade too much that you're really feeling the pressure. Anytime, mate, anytime. We've all been there. We've all been new. And it's not easy. It is tough. But I believe if you stick at it and just keep trying, every time you make a mistake, you'll learn from it, and you'll slowly, you know, add a little one extra notch and another notch. Don't want to feel pressured trading. Get a job. You can cut that pressure. You can do. If you risk too much, you will feel it. But it has got lots of benefits being a trader. Once you get through that initial journey, you know, I know people who are experienced now, who might be trading for 3, 4, 5 years, that say the best job in the world. And I've also heard people like, who's the book, Trading in the Zone. When you can do it, trading's easy. When you get past all that stuff, when you start, you know, you change your mind and you get all that reprogrammed, and you start to get some success and you start to make some regular money, and you got, you know, a nice little bank balance. And, you know, I've heard, you know, people like him say trading's the best job in the world. But it does take time. You will lose a bit of money. So I would say just keep your spending to a minimum. Just get your evaluations. And what I will say is, while you're learning as well, never get more than 1 evaluation, because if you've got 5 or 10, and you're using a trade copy and you make a bad trade, you've made 5 or 10 bad trades. So I only ever had one evaluation at a time till I managed to build that evaluation and take a bit of money out of it. But yeah, obviously, it's different for me in the UK. It's a bit easier for me. It's 2:30 in the afternoon when the market's open, so it's easier for me to work and work weekends. Obviously, you guys, if you're in the US, it's your working day, so it's not as easy. But keep in mind as well that there's not only the ES. I could trade the FTSE, the UK time frame. You could trade the Nikkei. Is another one. I believe that opens around about 5 o'clock US time. So if you're working in the US, you can trade the Nikkei. These things, like Max says, you can trade anything, anything out there, any time frame. So, if you're struggling for time and you're finding you're working the whole trading day, then trade something else just to get experience. Okay, so that's bouncing nice there. I like that, but I'm not going to take it because it is a failure, actually. There's a nice big bullish bar there, but I'm not taking that. I wait for the lower high. Excuse me a second. Sorry, my wife's just turned up from work. Yeah, it's just a bit risky, that first entry there, because we can work our way right back over to here. But yeah, I mean, I do have more time off, a lot more time off. I have more time at home. I love the fact that I ain't got to get out and go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's got lots of benefits, but it is a tough business. Not because it's really difficult to learn. Learning it is a process. It's because of the psychological side that's added. It's a, for want of a better word, it's a mind fuck. It really is. When you're losing money and that, it's hard to take. So if you're going to learn, I would just work as hard as you can. That's a second entry short there. I like that. I might take that. It's a big ass bar though, isn't it? Let me have a look.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Let me have a look. Not sure about that one. It is a little bit congested there. Yeah, I'm just going to sit tight here. It might work. It should work by rights, but it probably will. But we haven't got much. There's not a lot of room below it, really. It's a fair old bar. If I fell that, I don't really want to, but I'd say it's probably going to come down. Hey, having a trade into highs of the day, lows of the days. Yeah, that's the trouble. We're right at the low, aren't we? So there's not a lot of room. I mean, it is bearish, so that's one good thing going for it. So it probably is going to come out, but it's quite a big risk, and it's just not worth it. I mean, it is pretty bearish, but and it's sideways as well, so it could. When it's sideways, the market's got a way of messing you around, but it's certainly worth a couple. I mean, by rights, it is a second entry short. It's a nice big bearish bar, so it should work. And it clearly went for 2 points. But it's just a little bit bigger than I want to risk. It's about 4 points in it. So I tick above it. Tick below. Yeah, it's a fair old size risk, really. Let's have a look. 4.5 points. That's a bit too much. Especially when it's side. But it did make 2 points anyway. Good thing about these downtrends is sometimes they can get you out of a sticky situation. But it is a type of trade that should work, really. Just wondering if there's something a bit bigger working here. Not sure about that one. Matt will say he loves entering on and golfing. Yeah, I mean, you got a higher low there. It did tick one out, so you could have took that. I tend to not do that so much. Trouble is, sometimes if you put your order there, it'll come down there, trigger you, and then push back up a bit. I've had that before. But it is bear. The market is bearish. I'd rather have a wait for a retest, but it is a little bit congested. I'd rather wait for the next move and then try and catch that better. See, I'm not a massive fan of that channel. It's not the best looking channel in the world, but it's kind of working. Okay, there is a... Oh no, it's not a lower high really, is it? Well, I suppose it is, but yeah, I'm just not sure about this. Bearing in mind, see, it's likely we have got a bigger channel, so at any point it could start working up to here. So I'm just sitting tight here. Yeah, that's why I didn't go short there. It may trigger that and come down and trip that out, but I'll be surprised, yeah, if it doesn't take that out. It's a bit risky, that is. Okay, so there's second entry short here, so that might be a better option. We'll see. Let's see if it tests this again. But it does almost look like it's bottoming here, so we may get a pretty decent break here. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we get something like that right there. It's bottoming along there really, but we have managed to break through, but then we push back up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a break here. Thank you for using, mate. I appreciate that. I really do. I know you guys don't have to do that, but it is nice when you do. So thank you for that, mate. I appreciate that. It really does help. You know, I'm not just here for the money, but it is nice. It definitely covers my trading, so hopefully you get some value from me. You like to see some dumb white guy losing all his money, but I want to see if my prediction comes true. Here we go, look. Yeah, appreciate that, mate. I think it's, I've got to say, I did a $25,000 one the other day. And it's a lot easier to hit $1,500, isn't it? And I like the way you can only risk 4 contracts. So it's a lot harder to blow. And in all fairness, at the end of the day, you can trade 4 contracts maximum on it when you get a PA. Are you ever really going to trade more than 4 contracts anyway on a $50,000 one? Even that Vince who withdrew the $800,000, he's got $20,000, $30,000, $300,000 accounts. Even he says he only trades 2 to 3 contracts. So I think the 25 and whether you want 25 or 50, I like the 50s, but the only reason I like the 50s is because you can withdraw 2,000 initially. But I personally wouldn't go for any more than that. And like the guy said earlier on as well, you know, don't get loads of PAs. Evaluations. Don't wait until you can pass them before you get more than one. Oh, crikey. Sorry if you can hear that howling in the background. Second entry short. Yeah, I'm not thinking about going short just yet here. You're on about that bar there. It hasn't triggered anyway. That's going to go above and stop that, I think. I think we've got a break here, so I wouldn't be shocked if we go up. We've got a big area up here which we can get into. To me, it's going sideways there. It's struggling to get through there. We did have a drop, but it came back up, and then we had a higher low. So I think we're going up at the moment. But yeah, that second entry short there didn't trigger. So for me, we're going up at the moment. Excuse me a second. Okay, sorry about that. A bit of a drama downstairs. Okay. Okay, so it does seem to be working in my little channel there, so... let's have a look at this. Yeah, we do seem to be running out of steam. I think it'd be good to get around this area if we can. For some reason, I don't know why, my news feed just keeps disappearing. It's on the 4,000 tick chart above, but unless I've got it to set to get rid of once the news is done, I don't know. Okay, so far it's fitting in there. Yeah, see, there's a big bearish bar on 4,000 ticks, so if that pushes up above that, I'd be surprised if that doesn't have quite a spike. Interesting to see what happens now if that breaks above there. because it is fitted in that channel I drawn, but it's always a possibility we're still ranging, so it may trigger that and come down. I don't think it will. For me, I think we're pushing up at the moment. I think we need to really to get a little bit more momentum. But that to me looks like it's hit a bottom. Although we did break through a bit, but then we pushed straight back in and had a higher low there. So I think we're going to get some upward stuff, for want of a better word. See if that holds. Okay, it's I still think we're going to push up though. Now up. Okay, so we've had a break of this channel, and it does look like it's going to make a new low. See, I'd like to have seen something like that, a couple of legs, and then another leg up here. Something like that. Yeah. Oh, we got a leg. I'd like to see some more movement around this area, because we're clearly bottoming, aren't we, to me? So I'd like to see some push up then. You might gain some more interest then. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. So let's see if that works. Maybe not. But I'd like to see a leg and a leg. Whether we're going to have a leg and a leg and then push up, I don't know. But we'll see. Okay, so It's trying to make our new low. Leg and a leg. I would like to see another leg up. In fact, let's put it from there. Leg. See what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'm going to make a quick cup of tea, talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be back. Okay, what did I miss? Not a lot. Okay, second entry short there. It's an inside bar, so I think we need some movement up, I do, to get some more interest. So we've got a push up, leg. Let's have a look here. Okay, so maybe is it still going down? Well, there doesn't seem to be any slowing of it. Let's see if there's any. Break. 2 legs down to a new low, so 1 leg, 2 leg. Okay, so. Okay, so same again, we'll bottom in here a bit. I really can see us having some. Okay, so we've got a leg and a leg. I can really see us moving up here. Okay, it's sat right on that measured move there. Okay, I can see that coming down some more now. I thought we were going to get some upward movement, but it's looking very bearish. Yeah, I'm still not a massive fan of that channel. Oh. Can I ask what the line drawing tool is for that horizontal top and bottom? The line drawing tool. Top and bottom. You on about this, are you, bud? You on about that? Top horizontal, top and bottom, is that what you mean? Range tool, yeah, the range tool. Yeah, it's just that one up there. It's just a range tool for when we sort of go like this. When we go sideways, the icon has vertical bars. Vertical bars. You on about that one there, are you? Vertical bars. Yes, okay. Measured move, that one's for, bud. So we have a leg down and we do that. Yeah, for measured move. I'll show you what I mean there. So we'll draw them for that type of thing there. So if we're looking for a leg, we've got a leg down there and another leg down there. And you can see that, oh shoot, that measured move played out there. Yeah, so it's just for a measured move. Often, you probably know this anyway, but often when we get a leg down, we get a correction, and often another leg down. Market moves in twos generally, so you see it all the time. So it's just it helps you keep track of that. Where did you? Oh, that tool. Okay, all those tools along there, include the ATR and the lag and the time of that, are from Mac's website. Mac's price action trading system. So you've got to be part of his group to have that. So if you're not, if you're not, and you want to be, it's $125 a year. So it's cheap, very cheap. And you get that. You get a bunch of tools. You get this as well, which counts down. It's a 2,000 tick countdown. You get a bunch of different things. News as well. Mine's disappeared at the moment. If I bring down the, there you'll see the news there. It tells you what, what news is available. There's a bunch of stuff you get with it, plus all the training videos and all that. And it's $125 per year. So that is part of that. Yeah, useful actually. I mean, you can do it. You can just sort of do it that way, really. Have that and then sort of copy and paste and do it that way if you want. It's just a bit more long-winded, but it gives you the same thing really. But it's just easier and quicker. Look into that. Yeah, if you're looking for a trading system, I'll get his website up. But he's absolutely a lovely guy. If you look on YouTube and put price action trading system, he's got well over 2,000 videos going back 12 years, but that's his website there. Where it was. Where's that gone? Try and find it again. Here somewhere. Give me a break. What's going on here? Let's try it again. Yeah, that's his website there. So it's got all manner of stuff on there, video lessons, all different sort of content, but well worth it that, and a measly $125 per year. So an absolute steal that is. Okay, we got a leg up, bit of sideways, nice big bearish bar there, but it's a little bit in the middle there. I'd like another push up before I think about taking that. It may work, but we got a leg up and a bit of sideways, so we could get another leg up towards this top here. So I'm not taking anything. It doesn't trigger anyway, but it's clearly a little bit congested. That looks a bit better to me. Okay, there's a sort of a lower high there. It's tempting, but that's the problem. It's tempting, but it is clearly congested. It doesn't work very well anyway, so. I think it's likely to come down, but it may just have a little push to here first. Mm. Oh. Excuse me, you got 8 ticks out. Which one did you take? That one there, did you? Second entry short. Assuming one of those. Yeah, well, that was the one, wasn't it? Yeah, so if you took that one, you got ticked out unless you put your stop there. But I think if I was going to take one there, that'd be it. Under the doji. Oh, that one there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit sideways. I did expect it to come down. Okay, so there's a failure there. Second entry long failure. Trouble is, we're really close to the lows. There's not a lot. Not that I think it's going to make a difference. I think we're going to probably smash straight through this, but there is a failure there. But yeah, I know what you mean. So, you know, sometimes you'll take these trades and people go, "Oh, that's not a proper pat straight," and in some cases it might not be. But when you start to you learn this, you naturally see things and patterns happening, and you develop as a trader, and you're going to start to take trades that might not necessarily be in the rules, but the rules are there to give you a basic understanding of price action. But then you've got to use your own noodle. As you learn, you'll just know. After a while, sometimes I took something yesterday, I could just see it was going down, and I didn't want to miss it, and I thought, I like this, I like what it's doing. And I took a trade, and I got 5.75 points out of it. Now, to me, 80% that was going to come down. So if I'm getting at least double me risk, and I'm going to get it right 80% of the time, that's to me why Mac doesn't show you his trades. Because half the time he doesn't follow his own rules, because he's learnt and developed. But he has to give us some sort of understanding, so he gives us a basic education, and those are the rules we follow. But when you've been doing it a while, you can't help but adapt, and that's part of it. You've got to move with the markets, and people say markets are always changing, and you've got to move with them. So there you go. You snooze, you lose. Sometimes you've got to take them. Yeah, sometimes they'll go wrong, but there's no 100% in trading. There's never a sure thing. There's pretty close to it, but sometimes it's still worth doing it. If I think something's going to get it 70, 80% and I'm going to get at least double my risk, I'll be a fool not to take it. So yeah, you're going to develop. Okay, so we got down, one attempt to go higher. You could call that a triple test. Trouble is, it's still a bit congested. I do think it's going to come down. But it's doing it in a downward sideways fashion. But I can see it coming down from that. We come down with 1, 2, 3 attempts. Nice big bearish bar. I like the way it triggered that bullish bar, came straight down, and depending on where your stop is, but it is a little bit congested, so it just adds to the risk. So I suppose after a while you have a gut feeling about these things, don't you? I probably spend on average about 4 hours a day looking at these charts, maybe a bit more. 20 hours a week. 10 weeks, 200 hours. It's about 1,000 hours a year. I've been looking at these charts for 2.5 years. There's 2,500. 2,500 hours sat looking at these trades and studying them. After you do start to understand how they work, and you can see when things happen, you notice certain things, patterns. I don't get trapped as much now. I used to get trapped a lot, but the good thing about being trapped is then you start to learn where not to get in, or you give the market a chance to trap before you get in. And if it does work, then great, you're not in it. And if it doesn't work and we continue on, then you look for an entry. But do you ever use a 10,000? I did for a long time, and then Brant mentioned a couple of years. I've been fiddling around between the 5,000. I had the 5,000, and Brant mentioned about the 4,000, and it fits kind of nice. It gives you a slightly bigger picture. It's just a cleaner dose, if you like. But the 10,000 tick chart, you can use that. I think it's good to use a higher time frame. Most other traders do. And it gives you a similar picture, but the 4,000, I don't know, it just kind of looks a bit nicer. You can still see the trades, and it just filters out. So there's still noise there. It's still a choppy day. You can see it's choppy, but it is coming down. So it's just finding a decent setup. And if you get a decent setup in a market like this, it's just going to work. Depending how you draw that sort of thing. We had one leg up, a second leg up, nice big bearish bar, lower high, just worked. In all fairness, it is a bit choppy here. So there's maybe not a lot, but there is a second entry short there. You may take that, and when you get the good setups, you get the experienced traders getting in then, because the experienced guys know where to get in. After a setup like that, when the market does go down, you can obviously see where people are selling. If it pushes down strongly, it tells you a lot of people have sold, and it's only really big investors and big traders that move markets that quick, really. So, you can usually tell a good setup because, if it is a good setup, it'll move nice. But it is quite choppy here and a little bit here, but obviously we've definitely got some downwards. If you look back a bit here, it was a lot cleaner, wasn't it? You can clearly see the difference. It's gone a bit choppy, but it is still coming down. But I'd rather have it choppy and downwards rather than just choppy and in a range. There is a failure there, but we're getting close to these lows, so just not interested because it could trigger below and push up. So it is just sitting and waiting for a good setup. You do get more and more. I find my confidence grows from time. I get surges in confidence. I do sometimes. Do you know what? When you get a nice day where things work out and you go, okay, we've got a leg here, we'll have another leg, and it works. And you see that channel? We had a couple of bars where I drew that channel because it looked to me like it was going to work, and it fitted. And some days the markets are really easy and predictable, and you feel really confident. And other days they're just not doing what they usually do. They bounce all over the place, and then you start to think, bloody hell, one minute I think I get, I get what's going on, and then the next minute I feel like a pig on roller skates. But even your Liam Mack say sometimes you just can't trade this stuff, you're going to get chopped up. And if that comes from a seasoned trader like Mack, goes without saying, when it's doing this sort of stuff, you just got to stay out. It's not worth it. Let it sort itself out. It will do sooner or later. And then when it starts to move off in a direction, or if you think you're going short or whatever, then you start to look for things. But it's hard to trade there. It's unpredictable. It's bouncing up and down. You're only trading between 6 points from top to bottom, so you've got no room for error. What is it? Exactly 6 points. So there's no room for error. You just got to let it go. Put your feet up, relax. But it's definitely moving down. Down a bit, sideways, down a bit, sideways, down a bit, sideways. Max told me in a message before, market's got multiple personalities, and when you think about that comment, it really has. Some days you just, you're talking to. Other days it's like being in the room with a stranger to a degree. But I've had a few winning trades today, so just makes sitting and being patient even easier, because I know regardless of what happens now, I'm walking away with a green day. So it's nice if you can get a trade in earlier, because then even if it's just a shit boring day where the market does nothing, you're walking away on a green day. But I've also got no problem in walking away on a 0 day. In fact, sometimes I get more of a kick out of walking away on a 0 day, because I think actually the market's been sideways, boring and choppy, and I've had the patience to sit there for 3 hours and do nothing. So that's a result as well. That's all part of being a trader. Sometimes you just don't get nothing. But that's where the better traders really come in, that can sit through it all and filter it all. I'm getting better at that all the time. I think you can practice patience, and you can improve on it, because the more you are patient, the more the days go as they should do, and the better you get at it, I think. It's all a learning process. It's a real trip and a journey. But it's one that if you can stick with and just keep learning and working, you'll get some decent rewards. I don't think every trader ends up making an absolute fortune, but I think most traders have been doing it a while, make a really decent living. Certainly a lot more than you'd ever earn working for someone else. Right, nice big bearish bar off the top there. So we got a leg up and a leg up. I kind of like that. But I still think it's feasible. We could get a push up towards these highs, so you've got to be a bit careful there. But I do like the way it's hugging the bottom of that. One, two, three. I think this is a bit risky. I would think it would work, but I'm not taking it really because I'm not a massive fan of picking highs. I like where it is, but if you quickly look on the 4,000 tick chart, it looks like we've got maybe a small trend working there. I still expect to break out at some point. So I think I just got to be a bit careful here. Hasn't triggered anyway, so like if we get 2 or 3 bars like that, yeah, it never triggered anyway, so. But it's just looking to me like just a trend maybe. Yeah, see what I mean about that 4,000 tick chart? We had those 3 bars. It's looking to me like it's gonna push up. See, the more you sit down and watch these, you just know these areas. We've come from here and we're moving away from there, aren't we? And we're getting a lot of sideways and lack of momentum. So I had a feeling we were going to get a break, and we did. So you do get used to seeing how these markets work, and you get pretty good at knowing when you think there's going to be a break. I get it right quite often. And it's nice when it works because it does tell you you're understanding how these markets are working, and it's nice to get that because if you can work out where you think things are going, obviously you've got the confidence to think we're going short, we're going down, and you see a nice setup. It just helps you, it just makes that trade, that entry a little bit more solid. Master of the ES used 2000 tick chart, so I just follow him. The master of trading ES uses 2000 tick chart, so I just follow him. Yeah, I think that's what we all use. I use the 2000. This is the 2000 tick chart. I just have the 4000 above me, just to give you a slightly less noisier picture. But yeah, you do get pretty good at working out where markets are going, and what we're really figuring out here is human behaviour, aren't we? What do people think when it's bouncing a few times off this bottom? Do I really want to go short into that? Not really. So if the shorts dry up, you've got the longs going, oh, nice place to buy here. We got 3 bounces. Oh, yeah, let's buy here. And what happens? Lack of shorts, influx of buyers. What happens? We're going to push up and a break. A lot of it's common sense, really, but obviously, it just takes time. But something said to me, we're due for a break here, especially the way this is doing. I thought we were going to get one here. I thought that might have been it, but we came down and had another bash, and now we're up. So we may end up getting up to this larger area here. It's possible. So a leg and a leg. I thought it was lightly at some point. Yeah, I was relatively sure we're going to push up, but I'm not in the slightest thinking about trading it. I want it to get up to here. We've had a lot of time in this bottom tier, and now I want it to get up to here. And then if we consider doing down, I mean, it's a possibility we may get some upward stuff, but just the way the market's been today, what up with the news, I'd say it's pretty bearish. You may get a rally the last part of the day. Sometimes we do after these days. But once that's, where was that news? It came down, and a lot of the times when we see this news, we'll have a push down, and then it'll recover really quickly, but it didn't. It didn't get even close to it, and then it just kept looping down. Then we had another couple of legs, and then it came down some more, and then a bit sideways and down some more, and a bit sideways and down some more. At some point, we're going to have a break and maybe retest this. So if you can retest this and start working down, I can see some more. But I'm not looking to go long. Not in this strong of a downtrend, but I am thinking it's likely to push up to here. But I do like to predict where it's going because it does say you're in tune with the market. I think that's the good thing about having a bigger chart on here. I saw those 3 bars and that looked to me, they were in quite a nice line. They weren't there. It was very choppy and down, but they're in quite a nice line. So that for me was where it was likely to push up. And look, it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. So sometimes you're really in tune with the market and you can just work out where it's going to go, and it gives you confidence when it comes to trading. But other times it's just unpredictable, and it's just a completely different person. But I think it's knowing, it's like going out with Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it? 1 minute you go out with someone who you know really well, and then the next minute it's like you're out with a stranger. But once you identify those times, that's the time to put your feet up and, do something else. Just, sit and relax and let the market go by. Sometimes it's nice not trading and just watching the market. It takes the pressure off, But yeah, sometimes markets, and I've spoke about this a lot lately, we've had some quite really predictable days. We had one a few days ago. Every measured move worked out perfectly. But I would like to get up to this top. I'd like a sort of maybe a couple of legs down and another leg up, and then start to work down again. But yeah, sometimes when we have these big days, we finish the market like this. When I have a look later, sometimes we've had a rally almost. I've seen Mac with a chart, I've seen his chart, and all of a sudden markets ended up here where it started after you've had this big stuff. So you just never quite know. But it has been quite bearish lately. If we look at the daily, we've had 2. Well, in fact, I think Max said it was definitely looking oversold. So I'd say it's definitely going to look oversold after today. So we may end up getting a really good rally back up to where we finished. I wouldn't be shocked. It's come down a fair old ways. What is it? 90 points, 95 points from its high. Where are we? 80. Yeah, just a fraction off 80 points. So I think it's going to bounce here and come down a bit more, and then eventually start to creep up again. That's my prediction. Yeah, there was a pattern the other day, a long pattern in a downtrend. I left it, although it looked really good, but I just left it, and quite a few people took it. Mac didn't mark it. Mac's if you hear me, he'll say never go against the market, don't counter trend. You got points on that trade. Good on you, mate. Where did you go? From here, or did you go from there or somewhere? It does look like it's bottoming for me. I had that one, I expected that to push up. I even started another one here, I expected that to push up, but it's definitely bottoming. But we had another push down and another go, and we bounced. We came back a couple of more times, and then it just took off close above the EMA. Yeah. Yeah, see, if you know what you're looking at, you can trade it. I mean, if you're pretty, I was convinced we're going to have a break up here, but if you know what you're looking at, there's nothing says you can't catch a trend trade. I mean, God, look how much it moved. If you know what you're doing and you jump in there and you pick half of that, it's worth doing. I just don't do it out of a rule. Will I ever not do it? No. Sometimes when I get better at reading markets and I can see something, sometimes when we have a really big, strong trend and we get an overshoot, we had a lower high. I saw Mac take a short there after an overshoot. So overshoots a lot of the time not necessarily result in the full reversal, but usually you have a good strong move back to at least the bottom of the channel and quite likely beyond. So if you get a big overshoot here and you can get a lower high and it's up here, there's a good chance you're going to get straight back down, if not quite a bit lower after a triple bottom. Yeah, you can clearly say it's a bottoming pattern, can't you? We had it there, didn't we? But I thought that was going to push out, but we actually crept down a little bit more, and then it still came down some more. So we've got a break and a new high. I think I'd like to see us come up to here, in all fairness, but it depends. It's quite bearish. Trouble is, it's a big old channel, isn't it? So there's no reason why you can't take a trade somewhere if you know what you're doing. Yeah, I expect to come up from here. There will be people trying to pick that area there as a bottom. Nice trade, 9 points. Lovely, that is. If I could guarantee myself 9 points for a week, I'd snap your hand off. So if you can get 9 points in a trade, that's really good going, that is. And if you can get it, good luck to you. Lovely trade, that. 9 points. Trading 2 contracts, that's $900. If you did that once a week, it's $3,600 per month per account. That'd be one nice living, that would be. Okay, I can see us getting up here. I'm certainly not thinking about taking shorts really, so we can get up here. Having said that, if we do continue to push, then I may. I don't know. Now, is this going to trap some shorts? Second entry short there. I wouldn't go short there because EMA's flat, tipping up a bit. Let's see what happens. See if the trend saves their bacon. It's also a failure. Failed second entry long, second entry short trade, which is triggered. I think that's going to get stopped out. I hope I'm wrong if anyone's got short there, but the way the EMA's sitting, there'll be a lot of traders, I think, trying to pick a bottom there. So there'll be a lot of traders, and I think there'll be extra traders buying in there or topping up there. We'll see. Sometimes the trade can save you, though. I'll be surprised if you don't get some buy-in. So there's a failure there. We are on a downtrend, so that could be a trap. But for me, I'd say I'm expecting it to go up anyway, especially after this. Do I want to take that? I think it'll work, but I'm not taking it because we are on a downtrend. But I think it'll work, especially if we can get above that. If we can get above that bar, I think you'll get your point or two, whatever you're taking, relatively quickly. So if I was going to take that, I'll be taking 2 points there. Yeah, comfortably. I had a feeling, really. I can't see how that's going to work, in all fairness. Not after we've pushed up like this, especially in a bigger trend. So that was a trap for me. So even if you put your order there, I expected it to push up quite stiffly. Because you're going to get traders short in there thinking, okay, we've had a break. There's a failed second entry short. We're going to trap the longs. We'll come down there and... but there'll be, I'll tell you for now, there'll be traders in there picking a bottom. And there'll be traders with some bigger pockets. So this is definitely an area for me. Excuse me a sec. That's the same bottom. There's a higher low there. I'm tempted to take that.
Order submitted. Order
I'm going
filled.
to buy that. Just going to get out of there. I don't like counter trend trading, so I'm just going to take a quick point if it'll give me it. It is. Let me have a look. No, I'm going to get out of this. No, I'm going to leave that one because I expect to get up here. 75. Let's just go here like this. Couple of points. I think it's okay. I don't mind taking the risk. Going to give it one extra tick. What I liked is we've got a matching low there. First entry, there's the failure. There's probably going to be some shorts in there and maybe there, see. Probably going to take me out, I think. We'll see.
Stop filled.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well. Okay, so I'm up for the day. Let's have a look. $1,400. Okay, so I'm going to knock it on the head there, actually. Let me have a look. So, how long have we been trading for? Yeah, 2 hours, 45 minutes. So, yeah, I'm going to knock it on the head, folks. So, not been a bad day at all, actually. Shame about that one. Was it that one? Oh, no, it was that one, wasn't it? But there you go. Apart from that, it's not been a bad day at all. So, that's it. So I'll be here same time tomorrow. No, don't worry, mate. It's all right. It's on evaluation, mate. There's still plenty in there. I've still passed another 3, so I'm not really bothered. They don't bother me anymore, valuations. Been a bit of PA account. I mean, these would have been knocking about now. So there you go. But there you go. So have a great day. Hope you've got some green today, and I'll be here same time tomorrow. So bye for now.